Entering God's rest at night, as the noise of the day fades away, we come quietly into the presence of God, where true rest begins. This moment right now is not an accident. You did not simply arrive here because the day ended. You are here because God gently led you here. Night has fallen, and with it comes a sacred invitation. Not an invitation to escape your life, but an invitation to lay it down for a while, to rest, to breathe, to be held by the presence of God. The world teaches us to push until we collapse, to measure our worth by what we accomplish, and to carry every responsibility on our own shoulders. But God speaks a different word over your life tonight. He does not call you to strive in the dark. He calls you to rest in Him. Jesus speaks directly to the weary heart when He says in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This is not a suggestion, it is a promise. And that promise is for you right now, exactly as you are. Tonight, you do not need to fix yourself. You do not need to have clarity. You do not need to have everything figured out. God is not waiting for you to be stronger. He is inviting you to be still. He is welcoming you into rest, not as an escape from responsibility, but as a holy pause where your soul can breathe again. The night is not empty. It is sacred. From the very beginning, God established a rhythm of evening and morning. Night was never meant to be a place of fear or loneliness. It was designed as a space of restoration. When the noise of the world quiets down, the voice of God becomes easier to hear. When distractions fade, the heart becomes more open. Night is where God meets us gently. Take a moment now to slow your breathing. Inhale slowly, exhale fully. Let your body know it is safe to rest. Let your mind know it does not need to stay on alert. Let your heart know it does not need to carry the weight of the entire day any longer. So many people struggle to rest because unfinished thoughts linger. Conversations replay, mistakes resurface. Tomorrow's responsibilities press forward into the present moment. But tonight, God is not asking you to solve tomorrow. He is asking you to trust Him with it. The psalmist speaks to this deep truth in Psalm 62:1. "Truly my soul finds rest in God, my salvation comes from Him." Your soul does not find rest in answers. It does not find rest in control. It does not find rest in perfection. Your soul finds rest in God alone. Rest is not weakness. It is faith. When you choose to rest, you are declaring that God is still working even when you stop striving. Sleep becomes an act of trust. Prayer before sleep becomes a quiet surrender that says, "God, I release what I cannot carry." You can say softly in your heart right now, "Lord, I give you this day." Give Him what went well. Give Him what went wrong. Give Him what remains unfinished. God is not overwhelmed by your life. He is not surprised by your struggles. He is not impatient with your process. He meets you where you are, not where you think you should be. Tonight, let go of the pressure to be strong. Strength will come later. Right now, rest is the doorway. Healing begins in stillness. Peace begins when you stop fighting the moment and allow God to meet you there. There is something profoundly spiritual about slowing down. When you slow your body, your spirit can catch up. When you quiet your thoughts, your heart becomes more sensitive to God's presence. This is why prayer at night is so powerful. It aligns your inner world with God's peace. You are safe right now. God is near. God is attentive. God is kind. Just as a loving parent watches over a child as they drift into sleep, God watches over you with care that never fades. He does not grow tired. He does not look away. Scripture later reminds us that He neither slumbers nor sleeps, but tonight, you can. Let this truth settle into your spirit. You are not alone in the dark. God is present in the quiet. His peace surrounds you. His presence fills the space where anxiety once lived. You are not being judged in this moment. You are being welcomed. There is no performance required here. Prayer does not need perfect words. Even silence, when offered to God, becomes holy. Even a tired heart is precious in His sight. God understands the prayers you cannot fully express, and He honors the rest you are about to receive. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your breathing to deepen. Allow your thoughts to slow. This is sacred ground. As this night prayer continues, everything will build from this foundation: peace, healing, strength, and trust. But for now, simply remain here. Let God hold you. Let rest come naturally. Let your heart remain open. Stay with this moment. Stay with this prayer. Because what begins tonight with rest will carry you gently into peace, and from peace into renewed strength as God watches over you through the night. If you want God to heal you, connect with God, and want to pray strongly with us every day, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and write Amen in the comment section below to show your trust He will heal us. Laying every burden at God's feet tonight, you don't have to carry what God never asked you to hold. As the day comes to a close, many burdens become louder, not quieter. When the distractions fade, the weight often remains. Thoughts replay, worries surface, concerns about tomorrow, regrets from today, and fears about the future begin to press in. Your body may be resting, but your heart is still carrying more than it was meant to bear. But tonight is different. Tonight, God invites you into release. You were never created to carry every responsibility, every outcome, and every emotional weight on your own. God designed your soul for trust, not overload. He sees how much you have been holding, how long you have been strong, how often you have pushed through when you were already tired. And in the quiet of this night, He gently speaks to you, not with demand, but with compassion. Give it to me. The Word of God speaks clearly and tenderly in 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. This is not a small invitation. It is an open-handed command rooted in love. God does not ask you to carry anxiety as proof of responsibility or faithfulness. He asks you to release it because He cares for you deeply. Notice the word all, not just the spiritual worries, not just the ones that seem reasonable, not just the burdens you feel comfortable admitting. All of it. God is not intimidated by the size of your worries. He is not offended by your fears. He is not disappointed by your need. Your anxiety does not push Him away, it draws Him closer. He is a father who leans in when His children are overwhelmed. Tonight, you are allowed to name what you are carrying without shame. You can acknowledge the anxiety you feel about tomorrow. You can admit the regret you feel about yesterday. You can confess the fear that you try to hide from others. Naming your burdens before God is not weakness, it is honesty. And honesty is the beginning of healing. What remains unspoken often holds power over us, but what is surrendered to God loses its grip. The psalmist understood this deeply when he wrote in Psalm 55:22, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." God does not simply take your burdens and leave you empty. He sustains you. He strengthens what feels fragile. He steadies what feels unstable inside your heart. Take a moment now to imagine this clearly. Picture yourself standing before God, not in fear, but in trust. Your hands are full of responsibilities, worries, unanswered questions, and emotional weight. You do not rush. You do not explain. One by one, you begin placing each burden into God's hands. You place your anxiety there. You place your fear there. You place your regret there. You place your uncertainty there. God receives every burden without hesitation. His hands are strong enough to carry what overwhelms you. His heart is gentle enough to care deeply about what concerns you. Nothing you give Him is too heavy, too small, or too complicated. This moment is not about denial. It is about surrender. Releasing your burdens does not mean pretending they do not exist. It means choosing not to let them control your rest. It means trusting that God can work on what you cannot. It means believing that you do not have to solve everything before you sleep. So many people resist rest because they believe letting go is irresponsible. But holding on to everything does not make you faithful. It makes you exhausted. God never asked you to carry tomorrow into tonight. He never asked you to fix everything before resting. He asks you to trust Him one moment at a time. Tonight, you have permission to rest fully. There is no guilt in resting. There is no failure in surrender. There is no shame in needing God. Jesus Himself modeled this surrender. He withdrew to quiet places. He entrusted outcomes to the Father. He rested knowing that God was in control. If rest was essential for Him, it is essential for you. As you release these burdens, notice what begins to change inside. Your breathing slows, the tension in your body eases, the constant noise in your thoughts softens. This is not just emotional relief, it is spiritual alignment. When your heart releases control, peace begins to take its place. God is not asking you to stop caring. He is asking you to stop carrying alone. There is a difference. Caring keeps your heart open. Carrying alone keeps your heart heavy. Tonight, God invites you into partnership where he carries the weight and you receives the peace. You may still feel tired, and that is okay. Rest does not erase exhaustion instantly, but it creates space for healing to begin. This prayer is not about instant answers. It is about steady release. It is about letting God do what only He can do while you rest in His care. Stay here for a moment longer. Let your hands remain open. Let your heart remain soft. Let God hold what you have released. You are not losing control. You are placing it into faithful hands. As we continue this night prayer together, everything that follows will build upon this surrender. Peace deepens where burdens are released. Healing flows where trust is planted. Strength grows when anxiety loosens its grip. Remain with this prayer. The night is still unfolding, and God is still at work. God fights for you while you rest. While you sleep tonight, God stands watch, fighting battles you cannot see. There are moments when fear feels strongest at night. When the lights are low and the world grows quiet, unseen worries can feel louder. Thoughts about what might happen, what could go wrong, or what you cannot control begin to surface. But tonight, God wants you to know something deeply and clearly. You are not alone in the unseen battle. You are not required to stay awake guarding your life. You are not asked to fight every struggle on your own. You are not responsible for winning battles that belong to God. Scripture reminds us that God's protection does not pause when you rest. His power does not weaken in the dark. His authority does not depend on your awareness. While your body sleeps, God remains fully alert, fully present, and fully in control. The Word of God declares this truth with strength and comfort in Exodus 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That instruction is not passive. It is powerful. Stillness is not surrender to fear. It is surrender to God's strength. Tonight, being still is an act of trust. There are battles you cannot see, spiritual pressures, emotional weight, unseen opposition, but none of them are beyond God's authority. Darkness does not have the final word. Fear does not rule. The God does. Psalm 91 speaks directly to this divine protection, and its words are meant to be received, not rushed. Psalm 91 verse 122 says, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust." Notice the connection between dwelling and resting. Protection flows from relationship. When you choose to dwell in God's presence, you are covered by His power. When you rest in Him, you place yourself under His watchful care. God is not reacting to threats, He reigns over them. The same psalm continues in Psalm 91 verse 4. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. This is not the image of an anxious protector, it is the image of a faithful guardian. God's protection is calm, confident, and complete. You may not see what God is doing tonight, but that does not mean He is not working. There are prayers you prayed long ago that God is still answering. There are dangers you never noticed that He quietly deflected. There are spiritual battles that never reached you because God stood between you and harm. His protection often works best when it is unseen. This is why you can sleep in peace. Trusting God with unseen struggles does not mean denying reality. It means trusting a greater authority. It means believing that God sees what you cannot and handles what you never could. Fear loses its grip when confidence in God takes its place. You do not have to be aggressive to be protected. God's authority does not require shouting or striving. Spiritual warfare, when guided by God, is marked by peace, not panic. Calm authority flows from knowing who God is and whose you are. You belong to God. You are covered by God. You are protected by God. Nothing moves without His permission. Nothing threatens His power. Nothing enters your life without passing through His hands. As you prepare to rest, let your heart receive this truth. God is your shield. He is your refuge. He is your fortress. The night does not belong to fear. It belongs to God. If anxiety tries to rise, remind your soul that God is awake. If fear whispers, answer it with trust. If your mind wanders, bring it back to God's promises. You are not vulnerable in the dark. You are protected. Psalm 91 also says in verse 7, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. This does not mean life will be free of difficulty. It means God's covering is greater than any threat. His presence is stronger than any opposition. Tonight, You are invited to release fear and receive confidence. Not confidence in yourself, but confidence in God. Let your breathing slow as this truth settles in. Let your shoulders relax as trust replaces tension. Let your heart rest, knowing God stands guard. You do not need to monitor every outcome. You do not need to anticipate every problem. You do not need to fight every battle. God fights for you while you rest. And as this prayer blesses your heart tonight, remember that God's protection is not just for you. There are others who need this same peace, this same assurance, this same covering. If this prayer brings peace to your heart, share it with someone who needs God's protection tonight. Stay with this prayer. Let the confidence deepen. Let fear fade into the background. The night is not something to endure. It is a place where God's power watches over you. Rest now, knowing God is on watch. Healing the heart in God's presence. God heals not only what hurts, but what has been hidden. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, invite your heart into the gentle presence of God. The day's burdens, the words spoken, the disappointments carried, they may have left marks on your soul. Perhaps some wounds are fresh, while others have been quietly festering for years, hidden even from your own awareness. God sees them all. He knows the places where your heart aches in silence, the corners of your spirit where grief and pain quietly dwell. Healing begins in recognition, in naming the hurt, and then placing it fully before God. It is not a hurried process. Healing in God's presence is intentional, tender, and transformative. The psalmist reminds us in Psalm 147, verse 3, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Each wound, each sorrow, each fear is known and held by him. You are not too broken, too tired, or too burdened for God's healing touch. Tonight, let us acknowledge the areas of our hearts that need restoration. Perhaps it is grief from losing someone you love, disappointment from dreams unfulfilled, or the sting of words spoken in anger or betrayal. Whatever the pain, bring it into God's presence. Do not hide it. Do not rationalize it. Simply offer it to Him. In doing so, you allow His perfect, gentle timing to work, restoring strength, hope, and trust. Isaiah 41:10 gives a powerful promise for moments like these. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Here, God speaks directly into your hidden hurt. He is not distant or indifferent. He promises strength, help, and His sustaining hand precisely for the heart that feels weary tonight. Let your heart breathe slowly. Feel the tension ease as God begins to touch the places you may have tried to shield from yourself. Healing is not always immediate, but as you rest in God's presence, the process begins. His love penetrates where human comfort cannot reach. His faithfulness reassures the spirit even when the mind cannot comprehend the scope of His restoration. Emotional healing involves surrender. It is not about forcing your heart to move on or pushing yourself to get over it. It is about giving God the space to work, allowing His presence to seep into every ache, every uncertainty, every quiet sadness. You do not need to understand the method or the timing, only the willingness to let Him work in you. God's restoration is holistic. It does not merely cover the pain, it transforms it. Pain that once weighed heavily can become a source of empathy, wisdom, and spiritual growth. Disappointment can become fertile ground for trust. Brokenness can become a platform for strength rooted in God's faithfulness. As you lay your heart open before God tonight, imagine Him carefully tending each part of your spirit. Picture His hands gently smoothing the areas of hurt. Sense the warmth of His presence filling the spaces that have been empty or cold. Let the knowledge of His love settle deep into your heart, quieting anxiety and restoring hope. Sometimes the most profound healing comes in the stillness of night, when external distractions fade and your soul is free to encounter God fully. This is why night prayer is so powerful. It allows the heart to rest in divine care. There is no rush, no pressure, only the invitation to let God's restorative work unfold naturally. Take a moment to name your burdens silently. Speak them softly to God. Perhaps it is sorrow from a strained relationship, regret over a past decision, fear of the unknown, or exhaustion from life's pressures. Each named burden becomes lighter as it is placed into God's hands. He is eager to receive them. Psalm 62:1 reminds us of the peace that comes when we trust God with our innermost hearts. Truly, my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. Salvation, restoration, and healing are not distant concepts. They are present, immediate, and accessible tonight. Even when your heart feels fragile, allow God to be the steadying presence. His healing is not conditional on perfection or on having your life completely in order. It begins where you are, with all your vulnerability and honesty. The very act of surrendering pain to God invites peace, even before every wound is fully healed. Healing in God's presence also renews hope. Hope is not merely wishful thinking, it is a spiritual reality grounded in God's faithfulness. As your heart rests, let hope rise alongside healing. Let it remind you that the night is a time of restoration and that tomorrow brings a fresh beginning, nurtured by the work God is doing in your soul right now. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, allow your mind to quiet. Let each thought that brings anxiety or sorrow gently float away, replaced by the comforting reality that God is actively at work within you. His presence is not passive, it is vibrant, alive, and transformative. Tonight, you are invited to experience the fullness of God's healing. You are encouraged to sit with Him, allowing His words and promises to restore broken places. Each tear, each silent sigh, each moment of surrender is part of the process. Healing begins in rest, and rest is an act of faith. Remember, this is not just a prayer, it is an encounter where your heart meets God, where your hidden pain meets His restorative power, and where your spirit is renewed. As you prepare to move into the next sections of this prayer journey, let the calm of God's presence envelop you. Your heart has been acknowledged, your soul has been heard, and healing has begun. Carry this gentle peace forward into the rest of your night, trusting that God's restoration will continue silently and perfectly as you sleep. Rest in the knowledge that God's presence is actively restoring you. Stay with this prayer as we continue the journey, deepening peace, hope, and trust in His unwavering love. This part gently moves the listener from emotional release to spiritual restoration, emphasizing God's tender care while maintaining continuity with the previous section on divine protection. Strength for tomorrow is being renewed tonight. As you rest tonight, remember this: God is already preparing your strength for tomorrow. Even before your eyes close, before your thoughts finally slow, your Father is at work, replenishing what has been drained, restoring what has been worn, and equipping you with the resilience and courage you will need. Strength for tomorrow does not come from our efforts alone. It comes from the gentle, divine work that happens while we sleep. You may be feeling exhausted. The weight of the day's responsibilities, the pressures at work or at home, and the endless list of obligations can leave your spirit weary. Perhaps discouragement has crept in, whispering that you are not enough, that you cannot endure another day. Tonight, let God speak a different truth into your heart. You are not facing tomorrow alone. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us of this eternal promise. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Notice the emphasis: hope in the Lord. It is not our ability, our plans, or our relentless striving that fuels tomorrow. It is trust in God, in His wisdom, His power, and His faithful love. Tonight, allow your heart to release the effort of the day. Let your mind rest from the constant striving. Strength is being renewed in this very moment. While you are still, while you surrender time, and while you allow God to take charge. Imagine your body, mind, and soul being replenished like a well that fills quietly from a hidden spring. This renewal is subtle, divine, and perfectly timed. Psalm 73:26 says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." There may be moments when your energy fails, when your courage falters, and when your heart feels weak. These moments are natural, but God's strength does not fail. It is steadfast, constant, and available to you tonight. No matter how drained you feel, His strength surrounds you, filling the empty spaces with divine power and hope. Spiritual renewal works in layers. It begins with rest, continues with trust, and culminates in empowerment. As you close your eyes, picture God as the source of a mighty river of strength flowing into your soul. Every sigh of release, every deep breath, every whisper of trust invites His power to settle within you. Strength is not only physical, it is emotional, mental, and spiritual. Tonight, all of these are being restored. You may also carry the residue of past discouragement, failures, setbacks, or moments of doubt. God's renewal does not erase the past, but it equips you to face the future without fear. Each disappointment is transformed into a stepping stone. Each trial is met with the strength that God provides, unseen yet undeniable. Take a moment to reflect on the areas of your life where you feel depleted. Perhaps it is your work, your relationships, or even your personal dreams. Invite God into each area. Speak to Him. Lord, I lay down my exhaustion. Renew me tonight. Prepare me for tomorrow. Let your strength flow through me, filling what is empty and restoring what is broken. By surrendering these moments, you open yourself fully to divine restoration. The night is sacred for renewal. Just as the sun sets to signal rest for the world, so too does God's Spirit work in your spirit during the still hours. He aligns your mind, restores your heart, and replenishes your energy. You may not see it immediately, but it is happening. Every moment of trust and surrender is an investment in tomorrow's strength. Faith and hope work hand in hand with God's renewal. To trust that strength is being restored is to believe in His promises even when you feel weak. To hope in His faithfulness is to release anxiety about tomorrow and embrace divine preparation. This is not passive waiting, it is active, spiritual participation. You are partnering with God, allowing Him to renew you completely. Imagine waking tomorrow with energy you thought was gone, clarity in your mind, courage in your heart, and resilience in your spirit. Every challenge, every decision, every interaction is met not by your strength alone, but by God's abundant, renewing power. This is the beauty of night prayer. It bridges today's exhaustion with tomorrow's empowerment. Tonight, as you breathe slowly and let your body sink into rest, picture yourself like a tree deeply rooted, receiving nourishment from God's invisible yet powerful stream of strength. Let each heartbeat remind you, renewal is happening now. Trust that tomorrow's challenges will not overwhelm you because God's strength is already within you, growing silently, patiently, and powerfully. This is also a moment to release any lingering comparison or judgment toward yourself. You do not need to measure your worth by accomplishments or productivity. Strength from God is not earned, it is given freely to His children who trust, surrender, and rest in His presence. You are sufficient, and your efforts, paired with God's provision, are enough for tomorrow. Let this prayer anchor your heart. Father, tonight I rest. I release every worry, every fear, and every exhaustion into your hands. Prepare me for tomorrow with your strength. Renew me in body, mind, and spirit, and let me rise with courage and hope to face all that you have prepared. Speak it slowly, allowing each word to sink deeply into your heart. Finally, know that strength renewed tonight is not just for your own sake. It is for the people you will encounter, the responsibilities you will bear, and the impact God will allow you to have tomorrow. Your renewal has ripple effects. God's work in you tonight blesses the world through you. As we move forward in this night prayer journey, carry with you the assurance that God is your unwavering source of strength. You are not walking into tomorrow empty-handed. You are walking into it filled with His Spirit, empowered and ready to embrace the day with courage, faith, and confidence. Rest fully tonight, trusting that God's strength is actively renewing you. Stay with this prayer as we continue, moving toward divine guidance, purpose, and peace in the sections ahead. This section transitions the listener from emotional healing into empowerment, maintaining the gentle yet strong spiritual tone of the previous sections while building anticipation for future chapters. Dwelling in the peace of God tonight, let the peace of God settle over you like a gentle blanket. Imagine it enveloping every part of your being, your mind, your heart, your soul, and even your body. The day's worries, the tensions, the lingering anxieties, let them all soften under the presence of the Almighty. This is a sacred time to dwell in the peace that surpasses human understanding, the peace that flows from the heart of God directly into yours. Life is often noisy. Thoughts race, responsibilities weigh heavily, and emotions can feel like storms that you cannot control. But God's peace is not affected by circumstances. It is steady, unwavering, and entirely sufficient. Philippians 4:7 reminds us, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Notice the word guard. God's peace is not passive. It actively protects your heart and mind, creating a safe sanctuary in the midst of life's chaos. As you breathe slowly tonight, picture this divine peace flowing into you, settling the turmoil within. Allow every anxious thought to be gently replaced by calm certainty. Each breath you take is a moment to let go, a chance to trust that God is watching, guiding, and protecting. The peace of God is like a river quietly flowing into your soul, steady, unshakable, and pure. John 14:27 speaks directly to the heart in these moments. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Here, Jesus himself assures you that the peace he gives is unlike anything the world offers. It does not fluctuate with circumstances or depend on external validation. His peace is a gift, freely given, always present and eternal. Tonight, give yourself permission to release the need to control, to plan, and to anticipate every outcome. Let go of what-ifs and worries and choose instead to dwell in God's presence. Spiritual stillness is more than silence, it is trust. It is knowing that while you rest, God is working, protecting, and preparing what you need. Each moment of surrender deepens your connection to his calm, his wisdom, and his love. Imagine placing your mind and heart in the hands of Jesus, like a child laying a precious treasure into a parent's care. Allow him to hold your racing thoughts, your fears, and your doubts. Picture these burdens gently cradled in his loving arms, leaving you free to breathe deeply and rest fully. In this sacred moment, nothing else matters but his presence and the peace he brings. Spiritual safety accompanies God's peace. While anxiety often feels like an invisible threat, God's peace acts as a shield around your soul. When you are enveloped in his presence, nothing, neither fear, doubt, nor darkness, can touch the sanctuary he has created within you. You are safe, you are secure, and you are deeply loved. To enter this state, take slow, mindful breaths. Inhale and invite God's peace to fill every empty space within. Exhale and release tension, worry, or regret. Repeat this rhythm as many times as you need to, allowing the calm to spread gradually. With each breath, feel your body relax, your mind quiet, and your heart settle into trust. Peace in God's presence is not only emotional, but practical. As you rest tonight, your body rejuvenates, your mind clears, and your spirit is prepared for the next day. You may notice your heartbeat slowing, your muscles relaxing, and a deep sense of calm settling over you. These are physical manifestations of spiritual stillness, showing that God's peace is working in every part of you. Consider the areas in your life where anxiety has taken root. It might be work pressures, family struggles, or financial concerns. Bring each concern before God now, knowing that his peace can hold them. Visualize placing these worries into his hands, one by one, until your heart feels lighter. You are not abandoning responsibility. You are practicing trust. You are acknowledging that some things are beyond your control and that God's wisdom and love are greater than any problem you face. Psalm 23 reminds us that dwelling in God's presence brings unparalleled calm. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Let this imagery wash over you. Picture yourself resting in lush, peaceful pastures beside gentle, still waters. Every worry dissolves into the quiet of this divine setting. Your soul is refreshed, renewed, and ready to receive the strength, healing, and guidance that God offers in these sacred night hours. Dwell in this moment fully. Feel the warmth of his love surrounding you, like a protective embrace that holds you close and never lets go. This peace is a spiritual gift, not dependent on your feelings or circumstances. It is anchored in God's presence, eternal and unshakable. Let it sink deep into your heart. As you continue to breathe and rest, remind yourself that this peace is available to you every night. It is not temporary, nor is it conditional. Whether you face a busy day, unexpected trials, or lingering fears, God's peace can always be your refuge. Return to this moment whenever you feel unsettled. Let it become a sanctuary you can enter at any time. Before we move forward, take a final deep breath and let the words of prayer flow from your heart. Lord, I thank you for your peace. I surrender my thoughts, my fears, and my worries into your hands. Let your presence fill me completely and guard my heart and mind as I rest tonight. May your calm and quiet surround me, and may your peace carry me through the night. Speak it softly, intentionally, and allow the full weight of God's presence to wash over you. Tonight, as you dwell in God's peace, let every part of you rest. Trust that this calm is not just for now, but a preparation for tomorrow. Your heart is safe, your mind is clear, and your spirit is renewed. God's peace is a gentle, persistent river flowing through your soul, refreshing every corner of your being. Remain in this stillness, letting God's peace guide your thoughts and emotions. Stay with this prayer as we continue to explore deeper healing, guidance, and spiritual restoration in the chapters ahead. This section emphasizes slow, meditative reflection, creating a calm atmosphere that flows naturally from the previous chapter's empowerment. It prepares listeners for deeper emotional and spiritual healing in the upcoming sections. Trusting God with what you cannot control tonight, you are allowed to stop trying to control what God already holds. As the day's burdens settle behind you and the stillness of the night surrounds your spirit, recognize that not everything is meant to be carried by your own hands. There are forces, circumstances, and outcomes beyond your ability to influence. And tonight, God invites you into a sacred act of surrender. To trust Him is not to be passive, but to enter a deep peace that flows when you release control. Life can feel uncertain. You may be lying awake, replaying tomorrow's challenges, wondering how situations will unfold, or worrying about outcomes that feel beyond your influence. But Proverbs 3:5-6 offers gentle guidance. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Trusting God does not require knowing the whole picture. It requires leaning fully on His wisdom, recognizing that His perspective is eternal and His plans are perfect. As you breathe slowly tonight, imagine placing your hands open before God. Into these open palms lay every concern you cannot solve. This act of surrender is a prayer itself, silent, heartfelt, and powerful. Visualize each worry, each uncertainty, each unresolved question dissolving into His presence. Allow your mind to rest on the truth that God's care is steadfast, His insight is complete, and His timing is perfect. Psalm 37:5 reinforces this invitation to trust. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him and He will act. Commitment here is active. It is an intentional offering of your plans, fears, and intentions to God. It is not giving up, it is giving over. By surrendering control, you make space in your soul for divine guidance, protection, and peace. In this sacred act, anxiety begins to lose its power, and your spirit experiences relief. Think about what you are holding tightly tonight. It may be a relationship that feels fragile, a financial situation filled with uncertainty, or health concerns that weigh heavily on your mind. Picture placing each one gently into God's hands. Imagine Him cradling them tenderly, seeing solutions and outcomes that you cannot yet perceive. You are not abandoning responsibility. Rather, you are trusting God's providence while continuing to act with wisdom and integrity where He calls you. Surrender is also an emotional release. It is permission to stop the mental struggle against what cannot be changed. Let tonight's prayer be a moment where fear, doubt, and tension are acknowledged and then released. Say softly in your heart, Lord, I trust you with what I cannot control. I place my fears, my uncertainties, and my plans into your hands. You see what I cannot, and your wisdom is perfect. Repeating this simple declaration allows faith to take root, calming the restlessness that can linger at night. Trusting God also strengthens your resilience. When you recognize that not every outcome depends on your effort alone, your energy is freed to focus on what you can do today while resting in His oversight for tomorrow. Your decisions are guided by His wisdom, and your actions are supported by His strength. You are not alone. God walks beside you in every unknown, every challenge, and every quiet moment of the night. Imagine your life as a river flowing toward God's hands. You may see bends, obstacles, or rapids that feel uncertain or threatening. But as the river moves into His care, you know it is guided by a hand far greater than your own. The water moves smoothly, even through unseen channels, toward the destination God has prepared. Surrendering control does not stop the river. It allows it to flow with divine precision, bringing life, restoration, and blessing along the way. Letting tomorrow belong to God is a spiritual practice that cultivates inner peace. Each night, as darkness settles, remind yourself that you are not responsible for tomorrow's outcomes. You can prepare, act wisely, and live faithfully, but the results, timing, and resolution rest with Him. This conscious act of trust allows your mind to rest, your heart to heal, and your spirit to dwell in security. Faith grows as you repeatedly surrender. Each night that you lay your concerns before God, you deepen your trust and strengthen your spiritual resilience. You learn to walk through uncertainty with confidence, knowing that God's guidance and protection are always present, even when unseen. With time, surrender becomes natural, an instinctive, peaceful rhythm of your nightly devotion, creating a profound sense of calm that permeates every part of your life. Tonight, let your heart reflect. Are you trying to hold tomorrow in your hands tonight? Are you carrying burdens that belong to God alone? As you breathe, release them. Let your chest rise and fall with the assurance that God has already taken what you cannot manage and He is working for your good. Feel the weight lifting from your shoulders and allow yourself to rest fully, untroubled by what you cannot see. In moments of doubt, repeat this prayer silently. Lord, I surrender all that I cannot control. I trust you with tomorrow and I rest in your perfect timing and wisdom. Protect my heart, guide my steps, and bring peace to my soul tonight. Let each word resonate deeply, becoming a balm for your weary spirit. Faith, peace, and trust are interconnected. Surrendering your control invites peace. Peace deepens faith, and faith strengthens surrender. The cycle is restorative, spiritual, and transformative. As you dwell in this quiet trust tonight, you are actively participating in God's care and guidance. You are aligning your heart with His eternal wisdom and allowing your spirit to experience freedom. Finally, remember that trusting God is not a one-time act. It is a continuous practice, a choice to release control, to breathe, to believe, and to rest. Each night, as you surrender anew, you cultivate a life rooted in peace, courage, and hope. Let this moment be a foundation for every challenge, trial, or uncertainty you may face tomorrow. Rest tonight in the assurance that what is beyond your control is safely held in God's hands. Carry this trust with you as we move forward into the next section, where we will explore the profound healing and restoration that comes from dwelling fully in God's presence. This section bridges the calming peace of section 6 toward deeper spiritual assurance, establishing trust and surrender as a central nightly practice while preparing the listener for inner restoration and strength in the following chapters. You are safe under God's watchful eye. You are not alone in the night. God is watching over you with unfailing love. Let these words sink into your heart as the darkness surrounds you. Even as the world quiets, even as your thoughts wander to what tomorrow may bring, remember this eternal truth. You are under the vigilant care of a God who never sleeps, never rests, and never turns away from His children. Tonight, God's watchful eye rests upon you, surrounding you with protection, love, and peace. The night can feel long and uncertain. Shadows may stir anxiety, worries may creep in, and fears from the day may linger, tempting you to lie awake. But Psalm 23's 1-4 reminds us, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." Let these words resonate deep in your spirit tonight. You are not abandoned. You are not unprotected. God is with you. His rod and staff guide, defend, and comfort. Feel the weight of this assurance as you settle into your bed. Imagine the tender gaze of the Lord upon you, a divine presence so powerful yet so gentle that nothing can disturb your peace. Your fears are not ignored. They are held, loved, and transformed by His care. The same God who shepherded David, who calmed storms, and who watched over Israel in their darkest nights, watches over you now. You are safe. You are cherished. You are secure. Psalm 121:3-4 further illuminates this truth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Notice the power of this promise. God does not tire. He does not take breaks. While your body rests, His vigilance over your life continues. Every heartbeat, every breath, every whisper of fear is met with divine attention and love. Nothing escapes His notice, and nothing can harm you without His permission. Tonight, you are invited to release all tension and fear into His hands. Your body may be weary, your mind restless, or your heart burdened, but in God's presence, these struggles find rest. Take a slow, deep breath and imagine placing each worry at His feet. See Him lifting it, holding it, and surrounding it with His protective light. Each inhalation draws in peace. Each exhalation releases anxiety. You are in his care. You are safe. Consider the imagery of a shepherd watching over his flock. The sheep may wander, encounter danger, or feel vulnerable, yet the shepherd is ever vigilant. So it is with God and you. His love is tender, his strength is mighty, and his awareness is complete. Nothing in the night is beyond his notice, and no enemy, fear, or uncertainty can penetrate his protection. Let this image fill your mind as you lie down tonight. You are a beloved sheep under the vigilant gaze of the divine shepherd. Life application tonight is simple yet profound. Allow yourself to trust fully. Let go of the urge to watch, worry, or control. Place your life, your household, your health, and your loved ones into God's watchful care. Know that rest is not only allowed, it is necessary for your spiritual, emotional, and physical renewal. The God who never sleeps desires for you to sleep in peace, fully aware that his hands hold your life safely. Imagine yourself walking through the valley of the shadow of fear. In your mind, you may see darkness, uncertainty, and unknown dangers. Yet, Psalm 23 assures you that you will fear no evil. God is with you. His rod and his staff, they are not symbols of punishment, but of protection, guidance, and correction when necessary. Each step you take is accompanied by his care. You can lie down without fear, rise in the morning without dread, and live through the day with confidence. Emotional assurance is central in this section. Fear has a way of multiplying in the quiet of night, but the presence of God is stronger. Feel his love like a warm, unshakable cloak around your shoulders. Hear his whisper in your heart, "You are mine. I am with you. I will protect you. You are safe." Let each word wash over you. Allow it to seep into every anxious thought and every tense muscle and every racing heartbeat. Your peace tonight is not dependent on circumstances. It is anchored in God himself. In this moment of divine security, reflect on your day. Bring to mind any moments of worry, any fears, any battles, spiritual, emotional, or physical that you faced. Now release them to God. See them dissolve in his presence, leaving behind only serenity, faith, and rest. This is the power of being watched by the Almighty. No matter the darkness outside or within, his light surrounds you. No matter the uncertainty or threats, his vigilance is unbroken. Shepherd imagery continues to deepen the listener's connection. God does not simply observe from a distance. He is actively guiding, defending, and nurturing. His eyes see every hidden struggle. His heart understands every silent cry. You are not alone. You are never alone. And as you rest, remember that this watchfulness extends to every aspect of your life, your dreams, your family, your spiritual journey, and your tomorrow. Deep comfort comes from accepting this truth. You are safe under God's watchful eye. Fear of the night loses its power. Anxiety over the unseen fades. Rest is no longer an abstract wish, but a tangible experience. As you breathe and relax, know that the same God who preserved his people, healed the broken, and guided the lost is fully present with you tonight. Close this time by thanking God for his protection. In your own words or silently, acknowledge his unending care. Lord, thank you for watching over me tonight. Thank you for never sleeping, never turning away, and never leaving me. I rest in your care and trust in your unfailing love. Guard my sleep, my heart, and my spirit as I surrender to you. As you feel this peace settle over your soul, remember that being watched by God is not a temporary relief, but a nightly gift. Allow this divine assurance to carry you into deeper rest. Stay with us as we continue into section 9, where we will explore the transformative power of gratitude and praise in God's presence before sleep. This section is highly emotional, spiritually engaging, and reinforces the theme of safety and divine protection. It is designed to re-engage viewers, deepen their trust, and keep them listening, bridging perfectly from surrender and trust in section 7 towards spiritual gratitude and praise in section 9. If you want God to heal you, connect with God, and want to pray strongly with us every day, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and write Amen in the comment section below to show your trust. He will heal us. God's mercy covers this day. Before this day ends, God's mercy meets you here. Kau. Let this thought settle into your heart as the night enfolds you. Every day, with all its victories, mistakes, joys, and burdens, now finds its resting place in God's hands. No matter what transpired, whether moments of pride or regret, accomplishments or failures, God's mercy is sufficient to cover it all. Tonight, you are invited to enter into a sacred space of forgiveness, grace, and renewal. Life has a way of leaving behind marks, words spoken in haste, decisions made without wisdom, opportunities missed, or relationships strained. Perhaps you carry regrets, feelings of guilt, or the heavy weight of things you wish you could undo. Yet the God who created you, who knows every detail of your heart, offers mercy that is new every morning and every night. Lamentations 3:22-23 reminds us, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." Even as your day closes, His mercy is fresh, waiting to meet you, to embrace you, to forgive you completely. Take a deep breath and picture the day as a scroll laid out before you. Each thought, each action, each emotion laid gently into God's hands. See His mercy like a golden light, flowing over every mistake, every worry, every moment you feel unworthy. God's forgiveness is not earned, it is freely given. You are not defined by your failures, but by His unending love. Psalm 103:12 deepens this assurance. As far as the east is from the west, so far does He remove our transgressions from us. Imagine the distance of the east from the west. That is the breadth of God's mercy toward you. Every guilt, every regret, every word or thought that troubles your spirit is carried away by His grace, completely removed beyond reach. Feel the weight lift from your shoulders, your chest, your heart. You are forgiven. You are freed. You are loved. Tonight's life application is simple yet profound. Release every burden of the day to God. Let go of self-condemnation and allow His mercy to cleanse your spirit. Perhaps there are relationships you wish you had handled differently, or choices you regret. Whisper them to God in prayer, entrusting them to His care. This is a sacred act of surrender and renewal. By acknowledging His mercy, you prepare your heart for rest, for healing, and for the strength needed for tomorrow. Spiritual renewal flows naturally from mercy. God does not require perfection. He offers grace in every moment. You do not need to measure up to earn His love. He covers you fully, lovingly, and without condition. Reflect on the fact that His forgiveness is continuous. There is no point where you are too far gone or too burdened for His mercy. Tonight, as you lie down, feel this truth settle into every fiber of your being. You are covered, protected, and wholly accepted. As you enter this sacred night space, consider a gentle act of confession or reflection. Speak to God about the day honestly and openly. Acknowledge moments you wish were different, but do so with trust, not shame. Let Him remind you that His mercy transforms guilt into growth, mistakes into lessons, and failures into humility and grace. Each day ends in His hands. Each night is a sanctuary of His forgiveness. Emotionally, this section is designed to free your heart. Feel the release as every regret flows from your mind and spirit. Your breathing slows, your muscles relax, and your mind quiets. In God's mercy, there is no condemnation, only love, peace, and healing. This freedom is a gift that prepares you for deep rest, helping you to sleep without carrying the burdens of the day into tomorrow. Picture this: you are standing at the edge of a still river at dusk. The water carries away leaves, twigs, and debris, symbols of the day's struggles, worries, and sins. God's mercy is like the current, flowing gently but powerfully, removing everything you lay down before Him. Step into the water of His forgiveness, feel it cleanse your spirit, and notice the lightness in your heart as burdens are swept away. This imagery helps internalize the spiritual act of letting go, embracing mercy, and experiencing emotional freedom. Forgiveness prayer at night strengthens your relationship with God. A short, heartfelt prayer can anchor this section. Lord, thank you for your mercy that covers every part of my day. Thank you for removing my sins, my regrets, and my fears. I receive your forgiveness now and rest in your grace, knowing that your love for me is constant and unending. Allow these words to resonate and repeat them if needed until your heart feels fully unburdened. As you internalize God's mercy, know that emotional closure is essential for true rest. Releasing guilt, forgiving yourself, and accepting His grace transforms not only your spirit, but your physical body. Stress and anxiety tied to unresolved feelings can disrupt sleep. By embracing forgiveness, you create a safe, peaceful space where God's presence can nurture and restore you throughout the night. This moment also prepares you for spiritual reflection. With mercy covering your day, gratitude naturally arises. Reflect on the moments you acted with love, kindness, or faith. Celebrate the victories, however small, and acknowledge the lessons and challenges. In God's mercy, the full spectrum of the day is redeemed. You are not defined by failure, but by the ongoing grace that surrounds you. Finally, prepare your heart to close the day fully in peace. Feel the light of God's mercy enveloping your entire being. Let His forgiveness and grace anchor your thoughts, steady your emotions, and quiet your mind. End your reflection with a final affirmation. Lord, your mercy covers this day. I rest in your love, fully forgiven and wholly renewed. Allow these words to echo softly in your mind as you drift deeper into a serene and restorative sleep. With God's mercy covering this day, your heart is ready for renewal and your spirit is anchored in peace. As we move into section 10, we will explore the comfort of sleeping under the shepherd's care, embracing guidance, protection, and reassurance through the night. This section emphasizes cleansing, forgiveness, and emotional freedom, preparing the listener spiritually and emotionally for deep rest. It bridges the themes of safety from section 8 into the nurturing guidance of section 10, maintaining a continuous flow of trust, peace, and spiritual intimacy. Resting in God's perfect timing. God is never late, and tonight you can rest in His perfect timing. Let these words wash over you like a gentle wave, calming the mind and settling the heart. Often we carry worries about the future, wondering if our prayers will be answered, if opportunities will arrive, or if the right doors will open. The weight of uncertainty can steal peace. Yet tonight, God invites you to lay all of that aside and embrace a sacred truth. His timing is perfect. Each of us experiences seasons in life, times of waiting, patience, and quiet preparation. Perhaps you are waiting for healing, guidance, provision, reconciliation, or a breakthrough in your work, relationships, or spiritual journey. These waiting seasons can feel long, frustrating, or even discouraging. Yet God is never passive. Even when we cannot see Him working, He is orchestrating every detail of your life according to His divine plan. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, He has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. This verse reassures us that what may seem delayed or uncertain is part of a larger perfect plan beyond our understanding. Take a deep breath and allow your spirit to settle. Imagine God's timing as a divine rhythm, like the rising and setting of the sun, the ebb and flow of the tides, or the heartbeat that keeps you alive. Everything in life follows His rhythm, and every season has a purpose. Sometimes the wait itself is the preparation for the blessing to come. Your heart, your character, and your faith are being refined while you rest in Him. Habakkuk 2 verse 3 emphasizes the importance of patience and faith. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It hastens toward the goal, and it will not lie. Though it linger, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Even when we cannot perceive the movement of God, the promise is steadfast. You are invited to trust Him fully tonight, releasing control over the timing of your life's events. This act of surrender is not passive. It is a spiritual posture of faith, strength, and trust that cultivates inner peace. Life application is simple but profound. Acknowledge the areas of your life where you have been anxious or restless because things did not happen on time as you hoped. Lay those concerns gently before God. Speak to Him quietly. Lord, I trust You with the timing of my life. Help me to wait patiently, to rest in Your plan, and to walk in peace even when I cannot see the full picture. By surrendering the pressure of timing, you make room for rest, joy, and spiritual alignment. Spiritual patience is more than waiting. It is active trust. While you wait, God works unseen. He is aligning situations, preparing hearts, and arranging opportunities in ways that may surpass your imagination. The night is a sacred opportunity to practice patience by entering rest, knowing that God's unseen hand is orchestrating your life with precision and love. As you breathe slowly, envision Him gently guiding events in your favor while you sleep, secure in His timing. This section encourages hope beyond understanding. It is natural to feel anxious when life's answers seem delayed, but the night is an invitation to let go. Feel the tension of your mind and body loosen as you realize that God is already at work. His timing is never early, never late, and always aligned with what is best for you. Resting in this truth nurtures your faith and strengthens your trust. Imagine yourself as a seed buried in the soil. You cannot see the sun, the rain, or the nutrients being absorbed, yet growth is happening beneath the surface. In the same way, God works in your life in ways you cannot immediately perceive. He waters, nurtures, and protects, preparing you for the moment of blossoming. Your rest tonight is a vital part of that process. Sleep becomes not only a physical restoration, but also a spiritual preparation for the blessings and challenges to come. Embrace a prayer for tonight. Lord, thank you that your timing is perfect. Help me to rest and trust, even when I do not see the full picture. Strengthen my faith, calm my heart, and remind me that you are working all things together for my good. Allow these words to become your lullaby, a soothing rhythm that releases anxiety and anchors your spirit. Rest in God's perfect timing also builds resilience. Life will not always unfold according to your plan, but when you trust His timing, you develop confidence, patience, and hope. You begin to recognize that waiting is not wasted time, it is preparation for something greater. Each night of restful surrender strengthens your capacity to walk faithfully in His light, unshaken by uncertainty. Psalm 27:14 offers another guiding light. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. This is not passive waiting. It is a courageous act of faith. You are choosing to believe in God's sovereignty over your life, resting in His care and allowing His perfect plan to unfold. Your sleep becomes a testament of trust, a nightly declaration that you will not be consumed by worry, but will rest in divine providence. As the night deepens, allow the awareness of God's perfect timing to envelop you fully. Feel the calm that comes from releasing control and embracing trust. Your heart becomes lighter, your mind quieter, and your spirit more attuned to His presence. This peace is a gift of God's design, flowing into your body, mind, and soul. It prepares you for rest that is deep, restorative, and spiritually enriching. Finally, visualize your life as a tapestry. Each moment, each experience is a thread carefully woven into a beautiful design by the Creator. Even moments that feel confusing, painful, or delayed contribute to the overall picture. Trusting in God's perfect timing allows you to see the beauty of His work, even when the threads are not yet fully visible. Tonight, as you rest in God's perfect timing, your spirit is being renewed, your hope strengthened, and your faith deepened. In the next section, we will focus on giving thanks for every blessing. Cultivating gratitude that prepares the heart for deep sleep and opens the soul to God's abundant goodness. This section stabilizes the listener, reinforces trust, and bridges reflection on mercy and peace into gratitude and thankfulness, maintaining the narrative flow of spiritual growth and nightly devotion. A prayer of gratitude before sleep. Before you sleep, let gratitude be the final sound in your heart. Pause for a moment and feel the day you've lived slowly settle around you. Every challenge, every blessing, every moment of quiet reflection has brought you to this sacred pause, this night when God invites you to breathe deeply, release tension, and rest. Gratitude is more than a polite acknowledgement. It is a spiritual posture that opens your heart, aligns your soul with God's will, and transforms ordinary moments into encounters with His grace. Even in the midst of trials, we are called to remember God's faithfulness. Life can feel heavy, burdens may weigh us down, and uncertainties can cloud our minds. Yet gratitude is the antidote that lifts our perspective above the noise. In 1 Thessalonians 5:18, we are reminded, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." Gratitude is not dependent on circumstance. It is a choice, a spiritual discipline that nurtures joy, peace, and trust in God's providence. Tonight, let your heart consciously choose this path of thankfulness. Begin by reflecting on the day. Perhaps there were moments of triumph, however small, tasks completed, relationships nurtured, laughter shared, or simply the gift of breathing another day. Even challenges carry seeds of growth. You might not see it now, but God's presence is woven into every moment. Psalm 107 verse 1 encourages us, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever." As you repeat these words, let them become a balm to your spirit. Feel God's love envelop you, tender and unwavering, as you acknowledge His goodness. Life application tonight is simple yet profound. Identify 3 things you are thankful for, aloud or in your heart. Perhaps it is health, family, or or the comfort of your home. Maybe it is the lessons learned through a difficult interaction or the guidance received through prayer. Gratitude is transformative because it shifts focus from scarcity to abundance, from worry to trust, and from anxiety to joy. As you list these blessings, imagine placing each one gently into God's hands, offering them as a sacred tribute of love and acknowledgement. Spiritual alignment through gratitude strengthens faith. When we recognize God's provision and care, even in the smallest details, our hearts become attuned to His presence. Gratitude is not passive, it is active worship. By ending the day in thankfulness, you affirm God's sovereignty and goodness, inviting His peace to fill every corner of your soul. This act of worship, even in the quiet moments of reflection before sleep, builds resilience, hope, and a deeper connection to God. Emotional uplift is another gift of this practice. Life can leave us drained, anxious, or restless, yet gratitude recalibrates the spirit. Take a deep breath and exhale slowly, allowing God's love to wash over your heart. As you reflect on the blessings of the day, notice how your body relaxes, your mind slows, and your soul feels lighter. Gratitude shifts energy from tension to serenity, from worry to rest. This is a sacred preparation for deep, restorative sleep. Incorporate a prayer of gratitude into your nightly routine. Lord, thank you for today, for the blessings I noticed and those I may have missed. Thank you for your love that never fails, for guidance in challenges, and for moments of joy and peace. Help me to carry a heart of gratitude into tomorrow, and may your presence surround me as I rest tonight. Speak these words slowly with intention and allow each phrase to sink into your heart. Spiritual practice through gratitude also reinforces perspective. It reminds you that life is a series of divine gifts, moments given not by chance, but by a loving Creator. Even difficulties, when reframed in the light of God's wisdom, can teach patience, empathy, and endurance. By concluding your day in gratitude, you close the chapter with joy rather than regret, with hope rather than frustration, and with trust rather than fear. The act of gratitude strengthens community as well. By sharing in prayer, either silently with God or with fellow believers through this video, you join a network of hearts attuned to the goodness of God. This sense of shared worship amplifies peace and spiritual connection. As the gentle call to action suggests, consider writing Amen in the comments, affirming your gratitude and joining others in the same sacred experience. This small act creates a sense of unity, belonging, and shared faith, reinforcing the healing power of nightly devotionals. Flowing from reflection to prayer, allow your mind to release lingering worries or regrets. Tonight, gratitude acts as a shield, protecting your rest from the burdens of the day. As you exhale, imagine all negative thoughts being carried away, replaced by the warmth of God's love and the light of His presence. Gratitude grounds you in spiritual truth. God is with you, His mercy endures forever, and every moment, even the difficult ones, contributes to the story of your life in Him. Ending the day in gratitude nurtures long-term spiritual growth. Regularly practicing nightly thanksgiving fosters humility, strengthens faith, and cultivates a heart sensitive to God's guidance. It primes the spirit to recognize blessings in every circumstance, allowing joy, hope, and peace to flourish naturally. When gratitude becomes a habit before sleep, you train your soul to seek God's goodness continually, fostering a restful confidence in His care. As you prepare to close this section and drift towards sleep, let gratitude resonate as your final meditation. Imagine it as a warm light within your chest, spreading through your body, filling every thought with praise, every breath with thanks, and every heartbeat with the recognition of God's faithful presence. Tonight, let gratitude be the melody of your soul, a song that anchors you deeply in peace, joy, and divine love. If this prayer blesses you, write Amen in the comments and join us again tomorrow night. Your affirmation strengthens the community, sharing God's love and encouraging others to rest in His presence. Sleep in peace, God is awake. Now rest, God is awake, and His peace surrounds you. Tonight, as you lie down, release every worry, every lingering thought, and every burden you have carried throughout the day. Allow the gentle, unwavering presence of God to envelop you like a protective blanket. You are safe, you are held. And in this sacred moment, nothing can disturb the deep rest that God desires for you. This is the time when your body, mind, and spirit are invited into total surrender. God does not sleep. His watchful eye is upon you. Psalm 4:8 declares, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." Let these words echo through your mind as a reminder that the Creator of the universe is your protector, your refuge, and your constant companion, even in the quiet of the night. The core spiritual message of this final section is simple yet profound. God is awake while you sleep. While you rest, He works in ways unseen. While you dream, He guides and guards. While your mind lets go of the day's anxieties, His Spirit fills your heart with serenity. Trust that nothing escapes His notice and that His timing is perfect for every aspect of your life. You do not need to carry the weight of tomorrow tonight. God already holds it. Life application for this sacred hour focuses on letting sleep come naturally. Release control over the night and surrender to God's rhythms. Each breath is an act of trust. Each heartbeat a reminder that you are alive under divine care. If restless thoughts arise, acknowledge them. Then gently return your focus to the comforting truth that God watches over you. Imagine placing each concern into His hands, knowing that His wisdom far surpasses your own. Psalm 121, verse 5 reassures us, "The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand." Let this imagery of God as a vigilant protector fill you with confidence and calm. Spiritual assurance is key. Tonight, remind yourself that tomorrow is already in God's hands. The uncertainties, decisions, and challenges that seem pressing will not overwhelm you because God's presence is constant. Feel the relief of leaving the day behind, leaving your worries, your fears, and even your plans for tomorrow with Him. Resting in this awareness cultivates peace that flows into every corner of your being. As you continue to settle into your bed, focus on the emotional closure of the day. Reflect on the journey you've walked, the prayers you've offered, and the blessings you've received. Let each moment of gratitude and each whisper of surrender deepen your sense of calm. Recognize that peace is not merely the absence of disturbance, it is the presence of God. Let this truth guide your heart as you drift towards sleep. Nightly habit is a spiritual rhythm that strengthens faith over time. By returning to prayer each night, you anchor your spirit in God's presence, creating a sacred routine that nourishes both heart and soul. Just as a child rests securely in a parent's arms, you too can lie down without fear, enveloped by the love of your Heavenly Father. Make this nightly time a personal sanctuary, a sacred retreat, where God's peace becomes tangible and restorative. Powerful imagery helps solidify this experience. Picture God's light as a gentle, protective glow surrounding your home, your bedroom, and your mind. Feel His hands supporting you from every direction, His eyes watching tenderly over your dreams. There is no need for fear, no need for worry, no need for anything but surrender. Your sleep is a spiritual gift, a time of restoration not only for your body, but for your soul. To deepen the emotional and spiritual experience, recite a gentle prayer. Lord, I place tonight into your hands. Watch over my dreams, guard my heart, and renew my spirit. May your peace fill every thought, every breath, and every heartbeat. I trust you completely, and I rest in your unfailing love. Amen. Allow these words to flow naturally, guiding your mind into stillness and your heart into trust. This section also serves as a powerful reminder of God's faithfulness. When anxiety or doubt threatens, return to the truth that He is ever vigilant. Recall Psalm 4:8 and Psalm 121:5, allowing these verses to ground your soul in assurance. By cultivating this nightly habit, you strengthen your ability to face each new day with courage, faith, and renewed energy. Sleep is no longer merely a biological necessity. It becomes a sacred act of worship, an acknowledgement of God's care and sovereignty. Finally, conclude this nightly devotion with a blessing over yourself. May peace rest upon you tonight. May God's watchful eye guard every thought and dream. May your spirit be renewed, your heart be light, and your soul be still. Sleep in confidence, for tomorrow belongs to God, and He is faithful in all things. Let these words echo in your mind as the last conscious thoughts before sleep, sealing your night in divine protection and tranquility. As you settle fully into your bed, take a moment to acknowledge the rhythm of your breathing. Inhale slowly, feeling God's presence enter your life, and exhale fully, letting go of tension, fear, or doubt. Let each breath be a silent prayer, each exhalation a release of worry. Tonight, rest becomes a spiritual practice, a bridge connecting you to God's unending peace. Remember, this is more than a single night of prayer. It is the beginning of a sacred habit, a nightly return to God's presence. As you commit to this practice, the peace you experience now will grow stronger and deeper, flowing naturally into every aspect of your life. Let the serenity you feel tonight remind you to come back, night after night, trusting fully that God is awake while you sleep, guarding, guiding, and loving you without ceasing. Final blessing and invitation. Sleep in peace, for God is awake. His love surrounds you. His protection is with you. May your rest be deep, your dreams filled with hope, and your heart renewed in His perfect peace. Return to this prayer each night and let God's presence become your constant companion. This closing chapter provides profound emotional and spiritual closure for the listener, leaving them in deep calm and safety, and encouraging a nightly habit that reinforces faith, trust, and spiritual growth.